Are they willing to go?
Yeah, just 5 more rounds for the semi-final.
It's gotten worse.
Oh, good lord. That's really ballooned, hasn't it? All right. Well, pistol round is at hand. It'd be an understatement to say that OpTic needs it, and Fur's there, as always, to just crush dreams. Talked a lot about hope in this series. I mean, there's not a whole lot left. It's got to be right now, and Fur's already shut down one. Oh, that's a good response, though. Russia's here. And OpTic goes as he goes, but Fallen responds again. Some magical shots over at this A bomb site.
Tarek can be a big difference maker here. They come leaping towards him. He didn't expect the follow from Taco to land so cleanly, but Naf contains the situation to a degree with the bomb planted. Hayes takes a crazy fight. You don't win that against USPS. Back away, he falls off. And now Fallen gets a chance to have his say. Kit to hand, smoke to play. First bit of contact. Tag comes out, but Hayes.
Good peek from Hayes as well, from the side that Fallen's not expecting whatsoever. He's thinking it's going to be wider, but Hayes surprises him a little bit, so OpTic just barely hang on to that. You can see some of their shots coming out. Looked like SK was going to turn it. They didn't want to have anything to do with slow retakes there. They wanted to get into the fight. OpTic has lost a couple of these, though, throughout these games. They've got to be careful.
Hey, they've won some of them too, but
yeah,
this is a little bit more. This is a little bit more terrifying though when you're at 5-11 final map here for your tournament life on the line. You have to be that little bit extra careful. Just play it out as a team. Be smart in these rounds. They've shown they can be, to the surprise of some. Not all. Mixwell begins his play towards platform. Not going to overcommit though. And Naf and Hayes waiting on the other side of things as well. So OpTic aren't rushing this, and SK wait.
Which is good, obviously. No reason to play through this smoke. Still over a minute left in the round. Naf sees nothing over towards the A bomb site. Just now picking up the bomb is Hayes. He's going to meet up with the teammates, and now you can see all 5 starting to converge for a hit. It's going to be Phelps and Taco here. Coldzera watching drop. It's a pretty spread out defense from SK. No stack. Molotov out. Now they know it's going to be towards B.
They're not going to move a muscle until they have to. Phelps can weigh on this. Good initial damage. Mixwell goes down. Rush trades. Now Taco gets the play in. Nade comes through. Doesn't connect. Still 4 alive here. Make it 3. Rush to find Fallen. 35 seconds. No, they're just being mowed down through the smoke, aren't they? Bomb's going to come in. The final 2 players, Coldzera and Fur. You haven't got much to play with in this.
Great shoulder peek from Rush as well to bait out the shots from Taco. Really, really nice to just make sure he's not in any danger of getting dropped. That would force more bodies to commit towards the site, and then there's a chance. Either way, OpTic going to take this second round. Fur's already off on the other side of the map. It's just Coldzera who's close by. He hasn't moved from this drop zone the whole round.
Naf is so scared. I think he knows somewhat of what's going on here, and he's right to be scared because I got a little bit worried, didn't it? Naf's there luckily to help him out. It's like, please save me.
All part of the plan.
All intended. Fur will be able to survive, however, and he does have the head armor and all of that jazz to go along with it. So why not keep it alive? You're not going to have much more coming into the next round, so worth an attempt to put it into play.
This time, I don't think SK is going to invest a whole lot. They still got Fur's CZ. He's got armor as well. He's got a smoke. Maybe something tricky you can do with that.
Let's see where he goes then.
I'd imagine this is a little bit more aggressive for OpTic Gaming.
They can be more decisive about it, can't they? They know they're in such a bad predicament now. No armor, so you get the play-in from the MAC-10, you get the play-in from the UMP. As long as they're not complacent, they should be completely fine.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, this you can't really criticize this either. This is the same as the last round. Set up in the default, make sure there's no crazy business, not wanting to hamstring yourself in this half by just losing one of these rounds for no reason. A little bit of information gathered from Phelps. I think he spots out 2. Here come the nades.
Yeah, here comes the lineup. Let's see the motions gone through. You have to be quite meticulous in this. It's not as easy as people think to check every angle cleanly. It's a little bit, you know, patchworky at the moment. There's 4 players here, there's Chicken Coop, there's a boost, there's a lot of things to worry about, and this could get play, and it does. Fur from above, rains down fire! That's 2 big kills, but there's the response finally. Still 2 players alive for SK, who can cause a little bit of bother. No initial bomb plant just yet, and now they can go for it. Maybe feeling more secure now.
There was a small chance there. You felt it possibly coming in, but either way, Tarek Great round from him. 3 kills with the Galil. OpTic going to climb a little bit closer. 7-11.
You've got some believers out there.
That was a sick shot from Fur. Yeah,
that was really nice.
There's always believers out there.
You used to be one of them, Jason. You used to have such hope.
Yeah.
many, many years ago.
I remember those days.
All right, 7-11. This is another, this is the big step, really, though. The buy round, the gun round that comes in. The up on Fallen, the 5-man play towards A. Fallen and Fur are going to get the brunt of this if they continue down this road. There's no pressure really being applied towards B either.
Listen, those 2 players are probably the 2 you'd like to take the brunt of any kind of hit. Smoke up in danger stairs. Fallen's going to rotate back. So is Fur. Very, very quickly. And the hit's already on. The rotation's already on. Everyone's going to be here. Fallen just waiting for the jump up. Fur's going to get 2. There's Fallen chiming in. That stopped so cold.
Yeah, that just crumpled, didn't it? It was like the impact zone. It just fell apart. It was, I don't know what the plan was. Just run up middle, hope for the best. Assume no one's there. Hazed, you're willing to put up the performance of your life to get past this? Nah. Taco takes the fight and takes the round.
You're hoping that you can beat the rotation over from the B bomb site. You're hoping you can get the smokes up in the choke points before the B players arrive. The tough part is Fur with these 2 kills kind of buys them an extra few seconds, and then Fallen at, I mean, when you lose the first 3 players in any hit, I mean, the chances of you winning it are just not very good. I mean, just a great response from Fallen and Fur.
It was really surprising how quick Coldzera was as well to get over towards that site. It was so instantaneous.
That's just a lot of trust in the call, right? Also, I mean, the fact that Fur and Fallen have been so pushed up at long A halls pretty much tells them there's no pressure coming from A halls. In order to do that, someone from OpTic would have had to run through their own smoke up the danger stairs, and that's just not a very likely situation. So at that point in the defense, you're just kind of playing the odds, saying that'd just be too crazy to consider it, and both getting back, both having this crossfire set up that OpTic wasn't expecting.
So far, the only one to really exchange bullets. Ooh, Fallen finds Hazed. Where was that? I guess Hazed was trying to encroach towards middle, and Fallen watching it from danger again. I guess he didn't get much threat from that. It was just a smoke that put him out of it last time around, and he fell back perfectly. So already not the best of beginnings here for OpTic into this round. Already going to sacrifice Hazed. And the 3 players on that B site just sitting in pretty patiently more than anything.
Yeah, there's just not a whole lot they can do. SK is running a little bit low on some of the utility to block off choke points during an execution, but it's all towards this B bomb site. Where's Rush gotten himself? He's down drop. That's pretty creative. Well, not that creative, but it is kind of cool. Flashbang over right off the ledge. Here come the hits. Utility being used. Cold gets 1. Nice trade, but Taco's there to back him up. And yeah, again, the brunt of these attacks from OpTic is just getting destroyed. They can't make any progress. Even when the trades do come out, they've made no real movement towards the bomb site.
Yeah, the headway's just not there. It's hard to watch because it looks like they almost have a shot at it, and then he just gets ripped away. Naf needs to kind of get done in this one, and he does. There it goes. SK Gaming grinding the gears towards getting towards those semi-finals now, and here's the pause from OpTic. A real, I guess, almost final chance at trying to find a new way to make this count.
Yeah, this is tough. He's not expecting that whatsoever. Quick shot from Fallen, and yeah, that's pretty much one last chance for OpTic, right? And once it starts extending to this much of a lead, we saw it on Cash. Even though OpTic makes a great run, at some point SK is going to find a way to win a round. Can't let him get up this big. And OpTic's got to figure it out. And they don't have a lot of money to play with either. I mean, the economy, Mixwell's going to buy up. He'll have an AK, but everyone else is going to be stuck on Tech 9, some upgraded pistols. They'll have utility, but there's not a whole lot of arsenal to fight with.
No, the unpause comes in. Maybe a small adjustment on the fly, but at the moment, I've got to say, as good as OpTic can be, they do have those moments where it goes right. It just doesn't feel like they quite have it all written down yet on that T side here in Cobble. Not to the SK standard. As much as the crowd can cheer, it doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference to what's going on in the server at the moment. They've been behind those guys. They've been trying to make this happen, but OpTic need to make it work for themselves.
They have been doing their best.
I appreciate it.
Mixwell's going to lead the way, and he has to be a hero. AK-47. Phelps just on the other side. Coldzera and Taco as well here. It's a staggered defense. There's basically four players here. Fur's right outside drop. Mixwell blind. He has no idea where anyone is. There's a smoke shooting his teammates. There's one behind him this whole time. Phelps waiting to pounce. Now he makes his move. It's perfect. He gets two. He's going to add one more into it. And again, the attack is shut down. Clever play from Phelps inside the smoke. and there's nothing left. Tarek in a 1-on-3, the smoke disappears, and Phelps completes the domination.
What a play. It seems like wherever you go, there's one player from SK who can just completely dismantle them one by one. And all that hope, all that wanting, doesn't mean you're going to do anything with it. Phelps, so well played, so patient too. Didn't just, instantly come out and try and do it once that contact was made. No, he waited for the right time to come out and take the fight.
Yeah, just another way. I mean, it's almost like the execution that OpTic puts out confuses them. They're lost in the smokes, not really sure. Mixwell, you could see, not used to perhaps being that player who's jumping out first, didn't really know the best route to take to find that first kill. And obviously, no one's seeing Phelps amidst being, half blind, a little bit of smoke covering their vision. Just a confusing situation, and this is going to be extremely confusing and frustrating all on its own, and everyone from OpTic is dying through smoke.
Run away from the men who can shoot us very well through smoke. Phelps is still after it. Plenty of bullets to work with, why not? Tarek and Naf looking for other options, but you can already see First starting to consider that being a possibility. There's no way out of this sort of game. Even in these rounds, you're not finding windows of opportunity. You're just getting corralled around. And SK wait to get that 15th on the board. They know it's moments away. I think even OpTic might do as well now. Yeah,
it does feel a little bit like it. Not that they've necessarily given up, but just more that they've accepted it, right? This round, I mean, even just 3 remaining players, not a lot of hope that you'd be doing anything successful in this round anyways, but everyone's spread out. Trying to create some kind of fake, it looks for Naf to sneak up towards long A to get a bomb plant, but that's just not going to work. Spotted out. Fallen takes a little bit of damage. He doesn't like that. He goes back for more. Taco's there to help him out. 15th for SK. Series point, SK on the verge of the semifinals of ESL 1 Cologne.
SK Gaming know what's in front of them. They've been here before. They've done it before. They've gone all the way before. And they want it again. What stands in the way is 5 OpTic players. Good purchase from OpTic this time. But will that make a blind bit of difference? Hayes already going to have a little look here. Fur this time. Not going to find anything for free. Molly smokes considered. Tarek still playing over by B, but you can see Cordero straight away towards A.
Yeah, this is perhaps a little bit of trying to get in front of a change in strategy for the SK side of things. They've stopped plenty of attacks over towards the B bomb site, so believing this is going to be a little bit more pressure towards the A bomb site. Fallen has the angle with the AWP, sees the flash coming, still gets blinded by it even though he changes position. Has to grab a new angle, has to hear these footsteps as well. How quick is he? Extremely quick.
That's an easy answer, isn't it? Smoke goes up. OpTic find the approach even more difficult now. They were going to go for what looked like an A split, but that's been hampered so early on. Phelps is still watching for that playthrough drop, and this... Oh, wow, Mixwell, how do you hit that? Jumping through, still lands it? This becomes a little more viable, but they're not liking it. They feel there's something afoot. They're going back over towards B.
Yeah, this is great. Phenomenal mid-round call, but the danger is Tarek's all alone with the bomb, and Taco keeps pushing up. If he wins this duel, it could be all over. Tarek's got nothing in his hands. He's got a nade. That's the bomb down. OpTic have to recover. 35 seconds left. The clock becomes a factor now, and SK controls everything.
That one kill might have just done it. That might have put this out of what OpTic can achieve. They're desperate for this. The smoke goes in. They just want that bomb. They want to chance at it. He's going to try for it. He gets it. And does he get away cleanly? He's being cautious, being careful. He's got support before in the heels. The bomb goes down. 15 seconds. It's all on Mixwell. The 1v4. Is it even possible at this point? Taco will fall, but 10 seconds. It's clock ticking time, and Fur doesn't care about the time left. He wants the job done, and it's SK Gaming to make it to the semifinals.
Dominating victory. We saw everything on that last map, especially. The T side was just so difficult for OpTic to handle. So many different ways for SK to win. But OpTic, you have to be a little bit proud if you're OpTic coming out of the major qualifier the way they did. Coming in here with absolutely nothing to be positive about and showing that, I mean, obviously, there's some issues in the team, but they could still compete. They've got a lot of talent still.
Yeah, it was a valiant attempt. I'm not going to say anything other than that about those guys. They fought very hard for this.
A bounce-back tournament for Rush. We've seen Rush be the real, the motor for this team at times. Some of their struggles have been, simultaneous with a little bit of a slump that he's been in. This was bounce-back. We saw Tarek have some good games. Saw Mixwell shining still. This OpTic team put up a great fight, obviously, through the group stage, surprising everyone.
Yeah, I think SK were probably taking a little bit of back after that first map, but by map 2 and 3, things were looking so much smoother. But I think it's time to head onto the stage, and here I can imagine from maybe Fallen next to Paul.
Yes, thank you very much. Fallen, it's always great to see you in the winners' enclosure. I love interviewing you, but I guess today you've won, but that's not maybe the performance that you expect of an SK team.
Being honest, if we don't celebrate the win, we're pushing us too hard. OpTic did a great tournament. They played super well on the group stage. They were very prepared for the first map. They caught us off guard and played super well the first map. Second map was intense. They almost made the comeback. And the third map, I think we had a good advantage. But I don't think that's the feeling. The feeling is mission accomplished. We go to the semifinals, trying to chase the third tournament in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I always see you come off, you're always super happy after you win, but today it seems different. You seem more kind of serious because maybe you didn't play so well. But talk to me about underestimating teams. We all said, and including Betway, our sponsor here, said, SK massive favourites in this game. OpTic, no, they're not good enough to win this match. Did we all underestimate them? Did you underestimate them?
Being honest, no, we didn't underestimate them. We play against them a lot of times in North America region. We know what they're capable of. And they're super good players. We have to respect them and play the best game. And of course, if you take in considerations what each team has achieved, you're going to say they were favorites. But on Counter-Strike, it's the next match that matters. What we did in the past doesn't matter for anything.
Yeah, we've made it through to the semi-finals again. Is this a lucky cathedral of Counter-Strike? Is it like where you love playing?
Yeah, Cologne is something special. SK is here. Our office is actually in Cologne, so we were very familiar with staying here. And Lanxess Arena is one of the best places to play Counter-Strike. I have been here to watch the hockey games, and I think it's way better on Counter-Strike.
Okay, you got a lot of fans down here. They're all cheering you on. They'll continue to cheer you tomorrow. You got anything for them?
Guys, thanks for cheering. Thanks for the support. We have like the ultras from SK right there. Everyone cheering home. We'd like to thank you guys for your love, and let's keep strong for next tomorrow against FaZe. It's going to be a good match.
All right, thanks. We'll look forward to that tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. We've still got more to come from Alex, the Machine, and the panel. We'll see them next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day has finished. We have our teams locked in, 4 left in for the semi-finals of ESL 1 Cologne, and these are the guys and dolls who have been talking through it. That's a song.
Nailed it.
It's a musical.
Yeah, all according to plan.
You gotta stay politically correct at all times.
I'd be very offended.
She would. I mean, I know Lauren
Triggered
very well.
just instantly.
Full on triggered. Joining me, of course, for one last discussion is the OpTic hype train himself. That's what he calls himself, actually. Yeah, on a daily basis. He's like, "Hey guys, OpTic hype train here." That's actually how you describe yourself, right? The good old OHT.
It's in my, it's in all my social media profiles.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Be sure to check it out at OnFireMoses. Guys, that was an adventure. SK versus FaZe tomorrow. I think that's where I just want to kind of leave with you that just knowing that that's going to be a treat for you guys to indulge in one way or another. Lauren.
Yeah, it's a tantalising prospect, isn't it? It's a great game. They're going to be able to go back. It's the second semi-final of the day as well, so they have time to prepare for this. But these two know each other pretty well by now. You know what to expect. But both teams having very different roads here. FaZe looking very good throughout the vast majority. One little slip up when they weren't quite in the right mental state. It felt Nico fell off, but beyond that, you know, looking incredibly good. SK, you dropped a map to OpTic. There's some, bumps in the road, but they closed out in the end.
I don't think I've ever been this close to you, Jason, when the cameras are rolling. It's like HD. It's
that
actually
one
really
time.
Intense. Oh, that one time.
Yeah.
That Bandcamp. Yeah. But I mean, ECS rematch, FaZe SKE, a lot of people describe it as kind of a grand final before a grand final.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it, isn't it? It really is. And it's also the final boss for FaZe. It feels like they haven't really had a whole lot of success. I feel like there's like this triangle in Counter-Strike where FaZe can beat Astralis, Astralis can beat SK, and SK just destroys FaZe. Like, FaZe still hasn't figured out how to beat them, and if FaZe wants to be, they have that #1 title in the world at the moment in terms of like accomplishments, but it feels like you can't really put them there until they're able to finally best SK.
No, absolutely. That triangle is something we'll keep in mind. And talking of triangles, in the words of AltJ, let's tessellate over to the analyst desk. I'm going to go for a stroll. That is Pansy and Moses. They hate me, but they love me. And these guys have a similar vibe as well.
We wanted a strong segment to close the night, Alex.
Excuse me, that felt strong as
We're going to go
anything.
dancing after this like we've been doing in all the bumpers.
Dude, we are knowing that song inside and out by now. We get like a little dubstep dance going on, more drum and bass. You should see this guy at a rave. You're right, you wanted strong and steady, didn't you? Strong and stable, hashtag UK politics. Yanko, let's do this.
Yes, Alex, please, let's do this.
You said the scene was set from the start. SK to take this one. OpTic, a hiccup for SK on that first map. And I do think that this, whilst the expected result, does leave us with some real credit to be given to the North Americans as they depart the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that we only see this performance now after months and months of struggle for OpTic, and it seems like it did take for them to have an abysmal result at the major qualifier, being 0-3, to really, just try and have some fun, let go of pressure, improvise and so forth, and let their individual skill come into light. So I don't know. I still don't think that this team can do much with this roster. I think the lack of leadership is apparent. I don't think Tarek can be a long-term in-game leader. I think this was more a one-off. Yeah. So a lot of questions for OpTic after the player break.
And a coach won't soften the blow?
It might fix things a little bit, right? But will Hayes be that fifth man? Will they change it up now that they don't need him as the in-game leader? Obviously, you would assume that Tarek is probably just calling stuff they already have in their arsenal. He may be calling some stuff like on the free-flowing, but it looked like the set strategies is stuff that they've been doing before. It wasn't all on the fly. They did that A execute where they went up mid, and you saw that SK knew exactly how to react. A couple of rounds later, they did the B execute, and SK like, we've seen all this before, boys. You're going to have to throw something new at us to catch us out here. And you saw Fallen in that interview at the end there. He means business now. They were obviously disappointed with the way that series went, but obviously they turned it around and they got what they wanted, made it to the semis, and they've got a huge match coming up.
A huge match, and you can see it with our brackets. We've got just 4 teams left here at ESL 1 Cologne. The Lanxess will be raising the roof for Natus Vincere versus Cloud9.
Jeez Louise.
FaZe Clan versus SK. A North American team previously unable to make playoffs has made the semi-finals. Excitement is certainly starting to grow. They got to kind of experience some of it, especially the players, some of that big stage feel here in Cologne for the very first time. And it's going to be so damn fun. And now one man who's been having a whale of a time in that Lanxess. It's loud and it's intimidating. Even now, as the crowd departs and will be returning tomorrow, let's see if Stunner's managed to grab a straggling fan.
Grabbing a straggling fan, I'm not so sure about that, Alex, but we are absolutely having a whale of a time down here in the arena on the floor. Starting to thin out now, people going back to their hotels, getting ready to come back tomorrow for what's sure to be a more packed day. Full of action as we go into the semifinals. SK and OpTic going to 3 maps, and with that being said, OpTic unable to close it out, but they should certainly not hold their heads low. They had a great showing here at this event. SK going to go on and play FaZe in the I believe it'll be the second semifinal tomorrow, and then on the other side of the bracket, we've got a rematch in Navi and Cloud9. So I'm going to encourage you all at home to stay involved in those polls by using hashtag ESL1 on your favorite social media, as well as heading over to shop.eslgaming.com and picking up your favorite merch. And on that note, let's take a look at some of the social media coming out of the event today as I do throw it back over to you, Alex.
Thanks very much, Trey. Yes, it was an action-packed day, and it's when you end an action-packed day, there's only one thing to say, and that's what's the play of the day. Hey, wouldn't you say, boys?
Hooray.
Hooray. The play of the day. And that is a play of the... Oh, we had a parkour backflip, no-scope 360.
Commando roll, douche.
Dude, now, that's essentially what I do when I play matchmaking.
I wish I was that athletic.
Yeah, no, me too, man. I watched a 20-minute tutorial on how to do a backflip yesterday.
Did you try?
Nah. The guy did it, though. He learned how to do it in 6 hours.
A very busy bee, Alex, middle of the tournament, I see. Doing a lot of preparation in your free time. 20 minutes spent on learning how to do a backflip.
Oh,
that was
right.
a breakfast.
Yeah. Thank you, Chad. It was my breakfast backflip lesson.
No.
God, you guys, you don't use your breakfast time for...
Known to be punctual, our friend Alex is.
Known to nap, our friend Yanko, and banter aside.
Buses are coming out left and right.
Take the gloves off.
Jeez, I'm in the middle of this.
I'm so sorry, babe. Let's get out of there. This has been another fantastic day. Talking about video games, and of course for the guys in the stadium as well. You guys at home, we hope you had the wild ride we did as we watched OpTic Gaming and that pain train depart the station. We will be back tomorrow. Those are your semi-finalists of ESL 1 Cologne 2017. Natus Vincere, Cloud9, FaZe Clan, and SK will clash tomorrow in the historic venue.